everybody, I am back again, yet another video. So this time I want to talk about how it sucks doing something for the first time. The reason why I want to talk about this is because of a personal experience that happened to me literally today in my math exam, college algebra, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So what happened was that I have a friend, right? He was at another university before here. He was doing business administration, right? So, well, I guess I should say he knows a lot about like uni, how to compose yourself, how exams work out, assignments. Like he knows the full deal. But then not a lot of people realize that and I only know that because I've talked to him, right? So imagine to say if I hadn't talked to him, I wouldn't have known all of that, right? So today we have the test, and then he seems so calm, so composed. Okay, of course he'd be like, you have to, feign calmness to actually be calm. Some theory in psychology, right? So what would happen is that he would explain stuff to people looking so calm, and he's like so smart and so mature, and I'm like, I really want to reach this level of like smartness and intelligence and maturity. Like, I'll be honest, right? He even like talks to me when I'm going through something, like I just need someone to talk to. I need advice, I need solutions, and I'm like, I want to reach this maturity, this spiritual maturity, this academic maturity, this emotional maturity. Like, I just want to be like him, basically. Like, I want to emulate what he has, right? But the thing is that as I was writing the math test exam, right, I came to realize that he's not doing this for the first time. Not that it's a bad thing that he's like gone to another uni and then he left to come here, right? Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, experience is really, really, really powerful, right? All the time, everywhere, really. So, like, no offense to him, no offense to anybody who would do that. I think given the opportunity, I would do that if, the place I'm moving to is, the grass is greener on that side, right? I would do that too. But then the thing is that it really, really sucks when you're doing something for the first time. You have no experience, right? Now, the thing was that I forgot to take note that he's already done, some, like a stage of uni before. Like, he already has that sort of experience with tests, with drama, with with finances. Like, he already has all this experience, right? Such that comparing myself to him would be, you know harming myself, basically, because I should not compare myself to somebody who has more experience. And if anything, somewhere, somehow, I should love myself more because I am doing this the hard way, right? I'm doing this for the first time. It's gonna strengthen me, it's gonna grow me and all of that. Even though there's that good side, but it honestly does not change the fact that the person, somebody else has more experience than I do. And honestly, it is painful. I'd really, really like to share the same, like, it applies everywhere. I've come to realize that it applies everywhere, whereby we compare ourselves to people who have more experience, to people who are of higher status. We're comparing ourselves to them instead of comparing ourselves to us, to our best, right? When we get into, well, for me anyway, I get into some stage of paralysis whereby I'm just like, I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking about that, and like how somebody else is this, somebody else is that. Honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth the mental stress, honest. Is that it's quite a mindset issue. It's seriously just a mindset issue. For example, when I finished writing Call the Shots, right, I wanted to go through traditional publishing. I get an agent, I get a publishing company, all of that, right? Like, I want it big, right? Go big or go home. But then I came to realize, like, months later, that I am that agent, I am that publisher that I am looking for. That the self publishing I did with the Starry Sky, it's not that it's bad. Self publishing is actually, I should say, the trend with authors present day, right? Because the demand is just too big. I've come to realize that the self publishing is not an issue. problem was, I should say, the method, the approach, the lack of experience once again. So it's just quite something to compare yourself to somebody, to something, to an entity that has more experience than you do. You end up hurting yourself. You'll get into some inferiority complex. You can get into a mental spiral, a mental breakdown, just because you think that somebody is better than you, not because they're better or smarter than you, but because they have more experience than you. And it hurts. It honestly hurts. It hurts me. It's gonna hurt you, but it's just the reality of things, right? And yeah, the people who are repeating a stage, I'd advise you to be like my friend. Yeah, I'd really advise you to be like my friend over there, whereby you take that experience and you apply it here, such that you become, I should say, more competitive, right? You become more competitive, and stuff work out for you much better. Really not a big issue with repeating a class, repeating a stage in life. It just shows that God has sent you back to do better or to do more. It is not a problem. It is really not a problem. So yeah, that's basically what I had to talk about. Thank you for watching. See you next video.